It is time to check in with Dr. Joe Schwarcz, host of the Dr. Joe Show, Sundays at 3 here on CJAD. He's also, of course, director of the McGill Office for Science and Society. Joe, I wasn't expected that we would be talking about the price of oil, given what's going on in the Middle East right now, and how it ties into science or medicine, but you have an interesting take on this, so let's get into it. Why are we talking about oil today?
Because basically the world runs on oil. You mentioned oil or petroleum, which actually those two are not exactly the same. Petroleum includes natural gas, it includes oil, and it includes asphalt, the stuff left behind when you burn petroleum. But anyway, of course, most people, you think of oil or petroleum, think, well, our airplanes, our boats, our cars, which is, of course, true, and we rely totally on that, which, of course, also explains why the cost of everything is going to go up, because everything is transported by plane or truck. I know last time when I drove to Toronto, from Montreal to Toronto, I was counting the number of trucks that came in the opposite direction. How many do you think on the drive?
On the whole drive?
On the whole drive.
I'm going to guess...
Going in the opposite direction.
Okay. I'm going to guess 270.
3,000.
Pardon me?
3,000.
No.
Yeah.
Were you on medication at the time when you were counting the trucks?
No, 3,000. And of course, I would assume the same number are going the other way.
Wow.
Yeah. It's, next time you do that, count it. You'll see that's what it is. Except on a Sunday. It's less on a Sunday. So anyway, I mean, everything is transported by truck. So the price of everything that's in that truck is going to go up because they're paying more for the gasoline. But beyond that, oil is the source of raw materials from which much of our world is built. So we're talking about roads, the asphalt in the roads. We're talking about pavement. We're talking about many cosmetics, talking about medicines. Many of the medicines that we use originate from oil. Now, not directly. It doesn't mean that aspirin is found in the oil, but the compound from which aspirin is made, which is phenol, is one of the distillates of oil. So same thing goes for Advil. The same thing goes for many antibiotics like amoxicillin or antihistamines and anesthetics and cardiovascular drugs like the statin drugs, etc. The raw materials for these come from petroleum. And when I say come from there, it means through the refining process. Oil refineries are basically a giant factory in which oil is separated by virtue of different boiling points. Oil is a mixture of hundreds and hundreds of different compounds. Some of the low boiling ones, like ethane or propane, come off very easily when you heat it, and gasoline comes off less easily, and eventually when you boiled everything off, you have asphalt left behind. So that's what refineries are all about. They're very sophisticated. I mean, if you see a modern petroleum refinery, it's tubes and pipes all over the place. You wonder how on earth anyone could ever have designed this. So we separate petroleum into all of those different materials. And plastics, which of course we've talked about many times before, both in a positive and a negative way. Negative in the sense that they are pollutants, but positive in the sense that a world could not run the way it does without plastics. Well, the raw materials from which plastics are made come from oil. Ethylene, for example, is used to make polyethylene. Polyethylene is the most widely used plastic in the world. Well, we get ethylene from oil. And if the price of that goes up, the price of all plastics will go up. So I think it's not unrealistic to say that oil is the most important commodity in the world, because just about everything that we use is somehow related to it. And this is why, we're seeing the crisis now. And, you see a news item, for example, that, most people don't even pay attention to that one of the missiles hit a refinery in Bahrain. Well, that is going to have huge consequences, because all of the products that are produced in that refinery are gone. and they'll have to be replaced. And where from? It's from the Middle East. Well, not all of it, but much of it. It has to come through the Strait of Hormuz, right? So this is why there's the politics and the economy are so closely tied together, because it's going to be a tragic situation if that flow of oil is completely cut off.
Of course, from our perspective, and I don't mean to say just ours, but we know in Canada, we're big producers before the material is actually processed. It's as if we don't really have to worry, but we don't live, in isolation here. So to your point,
exactly.
Worldwide, this is serious.
Sure, because the products that we import are made somewhere else, right, where they do rely on the Middle Eastern oil. Now, here, of course, we have the Alberta tar sands, so we should be able to supply our industries here. But the question is, all of the stuff that we are importing from all over the world, that's all going to go up. So, obviously, war is awful in every possible way, right? It's just unbelievable how humanity can be so stupid that given that, we have one life to live and sacrifice it for mostly nonsense. But also, it's going to have this huge economic impact because of the tremendous importance that petroleum plays in our life.
I should mention as well, even when this eventually comes to an end, and hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later, it's not simply a matter of not like flicking a light switch, right? We don't get back to normal the next day.
Absolutely not. The refineries that have been destroyed, that takes years to build those things. So, the consequences of this are going to go on for a long time.
Joe, we will leave it at that. I thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again next week. Take care.
Thanks, Aaron.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd,
and more. All your decade-defining favorites, all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away.